Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers.
Morning. Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 160 here at camp. Why do you keep saying that? Morning. Zach has been trucking around the house, stomping his little tippies. And
Morning.
He's going like every room. No one's in there. He's sticking his head in. Morning.
There's this girl on TikTok who she basically runs through so many Snapchat filters and does like the exact same
That's
scene.
what you're doing.
She'll answer the door to get pizza as like all these different Snapchat filters. But there's this one that I posted on my story last night where it's like a full beat down glam filter, and every time she uses that on TikTok she goes morning, and I just think it's so funny. My head is also off my body, my brain is in the blender. I am hungover,
Whoa.
and I'm like,
Whoa. Hungover. Counselor.
I'm feeling blessed by it. I think actually what my body needed was alcohol. I have been like trying so hard to not drink, to like eat good. And I think it's actually driving me insane. And last night I built myself up to like such a state of anxiety around 4 p.m. that I said, whoa. None of this is really that serious. I don't got kids back home. I'm not responsible really for anybody, like for together, but like, you know what I mean? Like, just relax. Like the job over here, Zachariah, is to put a wig on. Like, let's have a drink. So I did. And I'm glad I'm glad I did. Because sometimes you need to remind yourself that like everything is okay and you're going to be fine.
Sometimes you just need a wild night in. And that's what we did.
Well, it all started at TJ Maxx, where all good stories start. I was in the market for a quick piece of luggage. And when you need a quick piece of luggage, where do you go? TJ Maxx.
I would never think to go to TJ Maxx.
You've never bought luggage at TJ Maxx?
Never.
Morning. Well, I bought a piece of luggage for last tour. And it was like $60. It was like a big teal suitcase with these yellow kind of clamps on it. It was kind of heinous, right? But it looked great in an airport because you always knew where it was. Could you believe this? The airport didn't break it. I broke it in the back of my Mazda. I whipped it open and I smashed it against one of the corners of like a latch, and the whole thing popped up like it broke.
It was a ticking time bomb. It really was not put together. It was very lightweight. It was not put together that well, but it did its job.
For
and
$60.
It saw the world.
I know. And then like sometimes I do personify things. So then I felt bad. I said, oh, she doesn't even know she's retired. She's actually upstairs in the closet behind a door. And little does she know that if she were to open that door, there's another teal suitcase, and it's Samsonite.
Oh my God. And she's like contoured.
Her replacement is literally giggling. She sells the price tag on. She's ready for this tour.
Oh my
We
God.
leave tomorrow.
And they're going to have to pass each other. They're going to have to look at each other right in the key lock and say,
morning.
there she goes.
Well, and then it's like, this is a question for the ages. What do you do with an old suitcase that's broken?
It's a good question.
Bring it to the dump. Throw it right in the dump. And I feel bad. I don't want to contribute to landfills, but what do you want me to do? Cut it up?
Well,
Guys, let's be real for a minute.
We could melt it down.
And make candles?
No, I was going to say canoe. That's good canoe compost, right? Don't you think? It's like
no one's ever said canoe compost out loud. Congratulations for that.
Me grasping for words, because I too am hungover. Because then after that, after you got your lovely suitcase, which by the way, Zach is like running around the store with it because he's like, I need to take it for a test run.
I was feeling goofy. I was like, because at that point I committed to stop working for the day. It was 4:30. I said, actually, I'm done. So then I like whipped around with my suitcase and I was doing some laps. And I was waving at people saying, morning.
The woman's like, do you want me to bring that up front for you so you can continue shopping?
Yeah. And then like what I didn't like about TJ Maxx is if I say no to the credit card, that's it. It's actually crazy because the answer is no. Because I said no, so like don't piss me off. But then when the manager, and it's not the girl who is checking me out, it's Helen, who's the manager behind the scenes, who's kind of running back and forth saying morning. And she's got her lanyard on and she's like, are you sure? because you'd be saving $13 right now.
No, it's
and
like,
you'd be a fool.
babe, girl, right now, this time in the world is not the time to be opening foolish credit cards. So if we say no twice, you said it twice. So don't make me say it thrice, baby girl.
Well, I did say, I was like, my go-to when that happens, when they ask for a credit card, my go-to is I already have too many credit cards.
And
which
they
I
usually shut them down.
Well, I really don't, but I think it's a really great thing that I came up with. I think they get like, oh, because it's like, you don't want to contribute to someone else's debt. But I pulled that trick last night and she said, oh, but.
What's another?
Yeah. She was like, what's one more?
Look at this one, so pretty. It'll look so great in that brand new wallet you can buy for $13 off.
She's like, go into your app, pay it off the next day. What do you even care? You're not going to pay the freaking interest. Just get it. And I was like, you're actually pissing me off right now.
It's like, I'm about to make this $100 purchase on this luggage. And actually, I think I'm going to go put it back on the rack.
So it was $129. And then with tax, this is crazy. Let's just talk about it. It was $138. And that did make me go, oh.
Uh-huh.
That was a big jump in tax.
Sure was.
I don't like that. Who do we call? Not the government. They're still shut down.
I'm not getting in trouble.
God. Yeah, so we're about to leave on tour. We're leaving today to do our run for New York, Salt Lake City, and Portland as we're recording this. So it is a busy day. So did I need a drink last night? No, I didn't. But you know what? Actually, I did. So run that back and change that. I didn't need a drink last night. So we got hibachi for dinner. And this is something we do, I would say monthly. It's a treat for ourselves.
It is. And sometimes you don't want to go into the restaurant and have them flinging shrimp at you. Usually, listen, 95% of the time we enjoy that, right?
No, but I don't think people think to get hibachi takeout.
And people don't because they're thinking they're paying for the experience. But the food is so rich in nutrients and flavors galore.
It's sauteed, so it's not, it feels a little lighter on the tummy.
It definitely does. It's like mostly veggie, but I don't like when the winter vegetables start to get soggy when they're sitting. Like what is that green one?
You hate zucchini.
Zucchini, fucking zucchini.
You don't like zucchini in any state. You always find a reason to complain about her. But those wet, nasty mushrooms you'd be chomping down. So
yes, I will. Yes, I will. Give me that botulism, baby.
Yeah, well, we've been doing this like monthly, and it's nice. It's like a big portion at home. They're like, we know what hibachi is. But when I dropped you off at home after TJ Maxx, I was like, I'm going to go get hibachi. So I went to CVS, picked up my prescription drugs because, yes, I can't sleep at night. Okay. And then I went to the liquor store. I pulled right into the liquor store. The liquor store is actually behind the steakhouse.
And can I just say, I didn't know where Zach was going, but I had a feeling he was going to end up at the liquor store. Not because it's a frequent thing, but because we're getting hibachi. And then I get a notification on my phone. It says, photos sent to you with invisible ink. And then the next text message banner says, oopsie. And I said, oh, I know what this is.
What did you think it was?
I knew it was gonna be a bottle of saké.
I love saké.
Not me putting like a French inflection on it. Sorry.
No, because I said sake and someone was like saké, and I'm like, now I'm like trying to relearn how to say it, but I do call it sake.
Oh, for God's sake.
SOCKIE. Sake.
Sure, we'll go with that.
No, it's SAKE. So before it wasn't ready, so I went to the liquor store and I was looking for the sake, and I almost bought a bottle of soju, and that's not my jam. It's too sweet. Sake is like a rice wine, and it's kind of like vodka and white wine together. That's what it tastes like to me. Jonathan knows, like, I don't drink a lot. Like, I drink, like, I'll have a beer, I'll have a mixed drink, but like when it comes to sake, like, I actually will run through a bottle.
Oh,
like,
100%. And we are not sake snobs. We'll take the lowest.
The bottle I brought home was $15.
The lowest of the shelf. Literally, if it's down in the cellar and it's $5, we'll take it.
If for any sake lover campers, drop it in the comments because I need to know what I should be drinking. So when I bought the one at the store, it wasn't refrigerated. So I texted you, I said, put some glasses in the freezer. I'm gonna be home soon.
And I sprinted at lightning speed.
So then when I went to pick up the hibachi, I go inside and I look in the little fridge. And
lo and behold.
And I didn't realize they sold sake there as well. Smaller bottles, but they were refrigerated. So I said, okay, let me get 2 little bottles and these will be the warm-ups. And that does sound alky. That sounds hella alky of me. But like,
we went through 3 bottles.
Also, I have always thought this because now that I've like lived in like different, like in New York and I've just met more people. I don't know how other people feel about this. I do feel like New England does consume a lot of alcohol in comparison to other parts of the country.
Yes, it's definitely not the most.
Yeah, maybe not the most, but I do feel like around here, we find a way to crack a bottle. Like the way that I had to buy a chilled bottle because the other one wasn't chilled as a warm-up starter, I did feel like in my head, I said, oh, that's a lot.
Well, we were just having a good time.
No,
and
I
I will
really
say the ones you got as a warm-up bottle,
better.
first off,
Thank
so
God.
cute in a little light baby blue frosted bottle.
Almost like the Hypnotic bottle.
Yeah, and it's not a pony bottle, but it was like
No, small.
a liter, not
it was-
2 liters, you know, if we're talking in
I think it was
sodas.
less than a liter, hun. It was a personal serving for sure.
Yeah. Well, so was the big one when we were done with it.
Well, then, so I don't know. I haven't been drinking, but I felt the I don't know, like the Holy Spirit kind of say like you need to indulge. So when I get home, Jonathan has our coffee table set up because we love to eat on the floor.
Literally, we're sitting on the floor, eating our meals, drinking our chowder.
Our chowder, which is just the creamy sake. And Jonathan goes, "Oh, do you want to watch Sister Wives?" And campers, if you don't know me enough, like when you give me the combination of hibachi, sake, and Sister Wives, I actually don't know how to act. And if you follow me on Instagram and you saw me like spam posting my Instagram, I was half a bottle in berating the producers and production teams behind TLC, literally adding them in my story saying, "You fumbled the ball with me. Nobody knows these girls like I do. And look at you. You're fools, all of you. I could have taken this even bigger. Give me a companion podcast. You losers, all of you." I'm never going to get to work with TLC because every time I get a little drunk, I get mad at them online because they don't see the potential in me.
It's either that or Survivor. You're either fighting with Jeff or you're fighting with the girls.
And I'm not an angry drunk, but I am a confrontational drunk.
Oh, yes, you are.
Like,
But-
don't.
I will say, though, you are so knowledgeable of everything Sister Wives. It's like you are a super fan. Like, you know all the kids' names. You know everything about them. You know where they are now. You, like, know their follower count. You know who's a fan favorite, who's not. You know exactly which season is which. Let me ask you this, and I know this is a question you hate, but maybe we can turn it into something because I know a lot of campers don't watch the show, but people are like, when everything started to pop off 2 years ago on Sister Wives,
almost 4.
everyone was like, should I start watching it? And you're like, no, it's too late because they're on 20 seasons, 21 seasons. And what would you say is a healthy time frame? It doesn't have to be season number, but like a time frame that you think people could jump into and get like understand the dynamics and then ride the wave from there.
Okay, so I think if you came in, so on HBO, they only have from season 8 on. And I do believe if you want to jump in, you could jump in there and really get the dynamics. But as a real fan,
Start from
episode
1.
You will never understand what these women went through if you don't start all the way back
Yeah.
in that first house when they all lived in the same exact house.
And that's wild. They're like crazy lives that they live. But I think, you know, it's getting colder and people are going to be looking for more things to watch. And, you know, some people really enjoy putting on a show like that and binging.
A lot of people do watch the show, and I am going to speak to them for a minute here because it's like I don't talk about this publicly enough. But in the new season, Mary, who's the original wife, who has been basically excommunicated by every member of the family, she has to film still, but like no one talks to her, and her kid doesn't really want to be on the show. So Mary has a best friend named Jen, and Jen has become a part of the TV show. Like she does the talking head interviews, and it's so funny because no one else on the cast is not related to the show. Like
I know, but
she's
she
like
needed it.
literally a one-off. She's like her best friend, and she is a part of the show because Mary needs somebody to talk to for her like scene. So like the production just like pays them to go to like New York together.
So like
Feels
twirl
like a
around in
different
ball
show when
pits.
she's on.
It really does. It's interesting. But honestly, shout out to Jen because the way that we would watch Housewives in any season, and then they have friend ofs who are just so thirsty to get screen time. When I'm watching Jen, what I'm reading is that she's being a supportive friend and she understands. What, are you going to say something else?
No, keep going.
I think Jen is a supportive friend who knows that Mary needs a storyline or someone to talk to because she has no one really to talk to. So she's the one who's there trying to have Mary be her best self. And also every time I say the name Mary, I can see it spelled in my head. Maybe I don't have aphantasia. Meri. Cookie.
Meri. So before we move on, unfortunately the alcohol was flowing a little too much, and I did decide to DM Jen.
You didn't. Were you talking to her? Why are you scrolling so much?
Because I had
how many people did you DM?
A lot of people. I was going so hard last night online that I do have a lot of people who like people like, okay, Sam said, I love when you're wasted on sake. Like that was the thing. Like so I did DM Jen Sullivan last night at 7:00, so early on in the night.
It started to fade out around 6:30.
This is just Jen, really. She's got 15,000 followers. We do not follow each other because I'm not there yet with her. And her posting cadence isn't enough for me to follow her. And that's fresh, right? But like she's doing a lot of text posts and I need to see it. If it was her and the family, I'd be more intrigued.
Yeah, you're more into like photo books
I'm just
than you are
being
a
transparent
novel.
because someone's going to check and say Zach didn't even follow her. But I did message her. I said, in all caps, as a lifelong fan of the Sister Wives, like, what am I doing? I just need to say how happy I am that Mary has you. I love seeing you in the Talking Heads. I enjoy your part in the show and in her life. We love you, Jen.
And she said red at 7:00.
And she said, I don't care what you think about me. And that's valid. But I just am so obsessed with the show. And I'm so obsessed when I get onto a roll with my Instagram stories. I love, love, love attacking production companies for not answering the one email I sent 4 years ago. But you know what though? I am the name on their lips and they need to kiss me and give me the job because I can bring the energy needed.
You are a tender little chicken. TLC.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages.
Attention campers, it's your counselor Zachariah, and I'm hitting the road with my brand new live comedy show, the 2025 Big Back Behavior Tour. From the mind of your favorite husky jean wearing big bone baddie, it's gonna be a night of stand-up, wigs, characters, wigs, lots of wigs. And don't worry, Jonathan's opening for me. Call that a Camp 2-for-1 special. So come through and kick your little feet, laugh with us, and you better be barking. We're heading to 25 cities across North America, so click the link in the show notes to see if we're coming to your city. And grab your tickets now before they sell out.
This episode is brought to you in part by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are just a few of the things people are saying about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations. And now, back to the show.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements.
Welcome back to Morning Announcements, campers. This is the part of the show where we share news articles with you that you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. Counselor Jonathan, what article do you have for us this week?
So this is kind of a follow-up to a story that I did many moon ago, episode 106.
And now we're on 160.
Yes. Oh my God.
A
Take
year.
those two numbers and flip them.
It's basically been a year.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. This article is coming from Men's Health, and it's by Jocelyn Solis Mariera. And it is titled, Scientists Are One Step Closer to Letting Humans Breathe Through Their Butts.
I've been doing that for years.
No, honestly, same. Mostly exhaling, though. But if you don't remember the story... The story I covered from 106, we talked about that Nobel Prize where things were getting silly, where they were like, what's the silliest, craziest thing that you guys are researching? And then it was like called the IG Nobel Prize, but
Instagram?
no, because you said the same thing in that episode. And I don't remember what it means but anyway, these are the people who won it because they found out that animals, I believe it was cows, can have the ability to like breathe through their assholes, right? Well, baby, a year later, they're taking it a step further and they're like, what can we do for humankind? Well, let's find out. The story is a breath of fresh air, I wrote. Japanese and US researchers have developed a groundbreaking treatment for people who can't breathe through their lungs by delivering oxygen where the sun don't shine. Honestly, I feel like I could use that at this point. Results from the first human clinical trial testing the so-called butt breathing technique suggests that it is safe and, I don't know what this means, well tolerated, pushing the cheeky alternative one step closer to becoming a real lifesaver. So I guess they did this research on loaches, which is a type of fish. My brother actually has one, but I'm like, what a disgusting name for a fish. But
Damn. Fish just catches and strays.
they usually breathe through their gills, as many fish like I do. And when their oxygen runs low, they're known to swim to the surface, gulp air, swallow it, and then they like fart it out, I guess, and bubbles come out of their anal tract. And the scientists were like, hey, let's take a look at what we can do for humans. And I guess turtles do this too. Sea cucumbers. I didn't know that those were like technically animals. Dragonflies. Oh my God. And pigs. Okay, pigs can do it too. So they were inspired by these people. And the reason that they're doing it, it seems silly, and it is silly, right? We're breathing through our assholes. But they were talking about during the pandemic when many patients passed in part because there was a global shortage of ventilators, that this different style of breathing that they could hook up to a machine similar to an enema could save lives.
It keep them on track for a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Alternate source of oxygen. So they took, wait, where did I write it down? They recruited 27 healthy and very lucky men who agreed to have varying amounts of some liquid inserted into their rectums and hold it there for 60 minutes. 20 of them lasted the full hour, including some who took it up to 1.5 liters of the fluid. Oh my God, that's a big bottle of
This story
sake.
is vulgar and weird.
Well, they're just, they volunteered. They recruited 27 volunteers. They were like fine with it. The test was done safely, but the liquid was not oxygenated. And the test was to basically figure out this. Well, it is kind of dangerous. They were like, how safe is this? Well, let's find out. 27 of you step right up. And they found out, hey, you know what? It is safe and we're moving forward with it. So this is groundbreaking stuff. Put a straw in your butt and call it macaroni.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't really have much to say about that. I think it's good for...
I think it speaks for itself.
I think it speaks for itself. I think it's good for alternative medicine. For things when we need to keep... But I don't know if we're going to be walking around like coughing out our butts, which is just a fart.
Which is simply just a fart. Might I say, the news this week, not so good. So this is what we're working with. And I'm so glad I could shed some light where the sun don't shine.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Reporter Zachariah.
My article's coming out of Orlando by WFTV9 by Nick Papantonis. I'll save the article for the end. A woman is demanding $50,000 from SeaWorld after her fun roller coaster-filled day took a foul turn. The woman's lawsuit, filed Monday, said she was riding the park's Mako roller coaster back in March when a duck flew into the coaster's path, hitting her in the face.
Oh, God.
The woman said she was knocked unconscious by the crash. What do you think about that?
The duck hit her and she got knocked unconscious.
Yeah, on the roller coaster.
Well, that's
not
simply
funny.
not good.
Cameras, it's not funny. Stop.
No, it's not funny. But
They're laughing behind the cameras.
What was she doing at SeaWorld?
Well,
What was she?
that's-
I'm sorry, that to me, that's karmic. I don't wish that
know.
on anyone, but it is karmic. It's Animal Kingdom.
literally, I know. And like SeaWorld's press and PR is so bad for a very bad reason, and we're very aware.
Yeah,
But
period.
she didn't care. I mean, like, everyone knows about Blackfish. Like, it's been out for like a decade. So if you're unaware, it's like, come on, guys, take some accountability. So the woman's lawsuit, but you know what though? She doesn't deserve to get hit in the face with a duck.
And I said nobody
like,
deserves that. That's not what I'm saying.
I don't know if this is like, so we'll get into her reasoning, but initially when I read this, I was like, okay, like how can really we stop anything from happening like that? Like,
yeah, like a bird is flying. Was it their duck?
so she has a clever way of defending her case here.
Of course she does.
So the woman's lawsuit said SeaWorld should have warned her about the dangerous condition of the park before she got on the ride and called the coaster a, quote, zone of danger, unquote, that placed her in harm's way. So she said that SeaWorld created a zone of danger for bird strikes due to ... placing the roller coaster over or near a body of water, which creates a higher risk of bird strikes involving ducks, gulls, geese, and other waterfowl, her attorney wrote. The lawsuit also claimed the Mako roller coaster disoriented birds and increased the risks of collision.
I'm sorry, were the birds on the ride? Why are the birds disoriented?
I don't know. Maybe you know, with the flow of air, it could have thrown them off their track.
Okay.
So WFTV reached out to SeaWorld, which does not typically comment on pending lawsuits. However, the park has issued a short statement after past events saying safety for guests is a top priority that gets taken seriously. Mako has been the subject of lawsuits about flying objects in the past. However, if true, this appeared to be the first flying duck incident. The alleged incident was not included in the park's quarterly report of injuries, illnesses, and ailments that happen to riders, many of them caused by pre-existing conditions, and that include minor incidents like wrist pain. They're like, we're actually going to leave out this really big one. They're like, yeah, it's pending.
Wrist pain?
The duck's condition was not reported. And that's unfortunate. And this article title was Woman Knocked Unconscious by Duck While Riding Roller Coaster, Lawsuit Claims.
Part of me wants to root for her and tell her to like sue them and drain their accounts. But another part of me is like, what were you doing there and why are you reaching?
But to be knocked unconscious.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. And I think she's seeking 50 grand.
Oh,
SeaWorld. Like,
SeaWorld, cough it up.
Like, the fact that you even let this get to public information is crazy. I don't think business is good for SeaWorld. Like, it wasn't that she was demanding like $8 million, 50 grand, and you let this, and now it's on this podcast. You guys messed up letting this get out there.
No,
she only
I
wanted
know.
50 grand, which I think she should have asked for more. She got knocked unconscious.
I know.
That's like, oh my God, imagine sitting next to her. There's
and you know
feathers
what?
everywhere and you're screaming and it's like your friend is like
Now
knocked out.
I've never held like a duck.
That's a wooden duck. It's
But
not
this
real.
is, I feel like this is smaller than what a real duck size is.
I don't know. That's a decoy, and that's kind of the point of them to look real.
And ducks have their bills are like sharp, and their beady little eyes are heavy.
So we don't know what part of the duck hit her in the face.
Oh my God! Wait, I just found out this was hand carved in 1977.
Wow, I
Look at
never looked at
that.
the bottom of it. Does it say who made it?
It says Mallard Drake, A.L. Focaccia,
All right.
November 26, 1977. Now that was Thanksgiving Hill, remember?
Well, if you are just listening and you're audio only, that is a prop mallard decoy Drake duck on our set.
Vintage.
Vintage, upcycle.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages. This episode is brought to you in part by Uncommon Goods. The countdown is on. Holiday shopping season is officially here, and Uncommon Goods takes the stress out of gifting with thousands of unique, high-quality finds that you won't see anywhere else. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the US. Many are crafted by independent artists and small businesses, making every gift feel meaningful and truly one of a kind. I just bought my mom this unique and adorable apron made of upcycled fabric. Also, I got my Secret Santa gift, which is a personalized mug with my friend's name and a character that looks like her on it, and I will not say her name because I know she is listening. Also, I bought myself a spoon rest that's shaped like the state of Pennsylvania, because sometimes you gotta treat yourself. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 back to a nonprofit partner of your choice. To date, they've donated more than $3.1 million. So don't wait. Cross those those names off your list before the rush. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/camp. That's uncommongoods.com/CAMP for 15% off. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. And now, back to the show.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little, we tell something to take a hike. Now, campers, you'll have to chime in here, and I want to know if this cheese stands alone. Zach, I would love your input on this as well. Have you come across those videos that are very clearly a fake podcast clip?
Yeah, I didn't know initially. I see it a lot in advertising.
A lot of ads that are being pushed to me are clearly one person speaking to possibly no one in the room, and they're pushing some weird product, usually weird medicine, and there's always that crazy little orange button, add to cart at the bottom. They're getting their commission, and the comments, I'm sure they're deleting comments, but these fake podcasts, essentially, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like a clip. Like you guys, I'm sure, have seen clips from this program right here, but people will pull a fake clip, quote unquote, where they'll just film a clip and pretend it's from a bigger production. And because somebody has a microphone in front of their mouth, that means that they know more than the average person who would be watching it. And they're always in that like bro zone. Like there's always a neon sign behind them. I know that they're renting a studio in Glendale. So I don't get it. And people work so hard to push a weird hustle, and they're talking about drop shipping. They're like, you got to get on drop shipping. Purchase our, what do they sell the programs? They're like, purchase our program down below and you will never lift a finger again. Like, okay, well then why are you hustling so hard, babes? Why are you hustling so hard?
I always think that when people are like, when they're trying to push their business knowledge, it's like, why do you care so much? Like,
yeah, I'm looking at these crazy edits to grab attention, and I can see through it because I understand it from our side of things. And I just don't get it. I hate it. It makes me cringe. It's all the bros. It's like the Jimmy people.
it's not hard to create a podcast, campers. Okay, so it's not hard to buy a microphone. So just because people have a microphone doesn't mean they are like an expert on anything. But it is weird advertising. I always see it like I'm sweaty. So I'm on Carpe TikTok.
What's that?
So it's this guy who like sells this anti-sweat stuff.
Carpe.
It's like a huge, they have a huge Amazon storefront.
Okay.
Like it's a whole brand.
Okay.
But he loves to do fake podcast clips.
Ooh.
I also see a lot for hair loss.
But it's like, why not just talk to the camera like a normal thing? I think it's really that weird marketing where they're like, oh my God, they must have had an in-depth discussion. So like all the preconceived notions you have about a podcast and people being professionals talking about their profession is so ingrained. I think people are seeing through it.
I think now, but initially it was a really smart tactic for sales, I'm sure.
Smart, but stupid. I hate it.
Oh yeah, no, I think I'm saying it's smart on them to like be creative with it, but it's not, I don't think it's ethical. I think it's weird too.
But I will say the one fake podcast that I would love to see is that Princess Aisha.
I'm not sure their names, but yeah, they were just featured as like a spoof on SNL. But those two girls,
Sabrina Carpenter,
obsessed with them. They're like Gen Z sisters, and they literally make absolute no sense.
I love them. I love it. And I'm not being facetious. Like I do. She's like, I don't have FOMO. I have no homo. Shalomo. And then she like breaks it down, and I want to have a conversation with her. Like I want to have her on this podcast. And then after seeing those clips, I was like, I genuinely want to listen to this girl talk for an hour.
But why
it doesn't exist.
They don't even have a podcast. They're just pretending to have a podcast for these clips. I need to do my impersonation, my favorite one.
Okay.
Why drive a school bus when you can drive a Lamborghini? Anybody can drive a school bus. There's so many seats, but in a Lamborghini, there's only 2. So that means you should drive a Lamborghini. Because why drive a car that everyone can fit in? Live a life where only you can be in the car with maybe someone else and possibly alone in the high-speed lane.
That was the first one I ever saw of her. I think you sent it to me. I was like, what is this girl going on about?
Her quiet sister on the other end kind of just like nods and goes, yes.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to break her out.
And she needs to. I want to see her
Yeah.
out of her shell.
But she doesn't have this. I'm being critical because you put yourself in the public eye and I'm allowed to have an opinion. Her sister, I don't think has it. Like, I don't wanna be fresh, but like, I don't know if she has. I don't know if she can keep up with Princess. What's her name?
Princess, let me, Ayesha.
Aisha?
I think so.
I think
Maybe
so. Asia. She has it. And her
Yeah.
pink blazer and her high ponies. But her
But sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need a straight man. Sometimes you
her
need like,
sister gives straight man kind of like.
but not like heterosexual. I mean like in the sense of like a comedic person and then like a straight. Not saying straight people aren't fun. Does anybody understand what I'm saying?
Like, you need like the grounding.
Yes, thank you.
But now she's trying. It's fine. I can't get into this because you guys, some of you don't even know what we're talking about.
I want to see them do. I'm assuming that's their studio because I haven't seen that studio before and it looks very personalized. But then again, there are a lot of rentals in Glendale. So I don't know, campers, who is your favorite fake podcaster? Let us know, please. Okay, so that's my take a hike to the fake podcasters. Because you know what else? It's not easy. So don't sit there in a fake clip and pretend that you have this whole empire behind you.
This is what
and
it
you're
was.
building all of your numbers. You don't know what it's like to do 2 episodes a week. But you also, here's the other side, you also don't know what it's like to culminate a caring community. Because that's what we have here at Camp Shady Birch. You see how I just polished that turd and made it shine?
No, you are really good at polishing turds. I've always thought that about you.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. So hi, it's me again. My take a hike this week goes out to when you're trying to be a little low key, a little under the radar, and you get blown up. And that's exactly what happened to me this past week. I had an iced coffee on a walk, and I'm cruising at an altitude of 10 feet above sea level. And I'm walking as fast as I can through these neighborhoods to try to get my steps in because I've been really into my fitness game lately. You guys know that about me. I won't even get into the details about what my personal trainer has been doing for my body. We did measurements on my body this week. It's a 30-day check-in about measurements. My waist is down 2.5 inches, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm getting sickening.
You've been working hard.
I know the revenge body it's in pre-boil, but we'll get there. But anyways, I've been walking a lot and it's good for my mental and everything too. But I sometimes go really early in the morning before my body wakes up because I have a busy day and I just want to get my steps in. So this bit me in the bum. I was drinking my iced coffee and I was like mile 2 away from my car and my stomach was rumbling. And it was deep. That was on pre-boil. And it hurt.
When you feel it like below your diaphragm, it's like, what the hell is that?
Colon.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if I can make it. But I have an idea. There is a little lunch spot that's open for breakfast too. It's kind of like a cafe moment. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like go there and I'll get a drink. I'll get like a coffee or something because one thing about me, I can never just ask for the bathroom. Like I won't make a purchase because I'm too stressed. So I was like, I'll get something. And then I know they have a bathroom. And I walk inside to this place and I'm at the point where I'm like, it's not an emergency yet, but the minute I actually close that bathroom door, like everything's ready to go. So I get to the counter and I'm like literally on a soul in there. First of all,
okay.
There's a very strong smell of bacon because it's morning time. So I don't know if if I missed the rush. It was about like 9:30, but there was no one in there except the workers, and they were kind of prepping for their big day.
I think they too bring a lot to businesses.
Yeah, they do, and they're also really popular at lunch. So it's kind of like the calm before the storm, as is my colon. So I get to the counter. I was like, oh, I'll get like a smoothie. Like I already had my coffee. I don't need any more caffeine. So I was like, I'll get the green smoothie. I need that. She's like, I don't have that. I can do the other one. I'm like, sure, that's fine. So I was like, can I add chia seeds? Like, I don't know who I think I am. So I cash out. She said it'll be about 5 minutes. I said, that's literally the most insane wait time for a smoothie. And no one's here, but I'm not going to complain.
You got 5 minutes to break in the bathroom.
That's true. But then this is like where I know I'm actually insane. Because rather than going to the bathroom right away, I think that's too obvious. So I go and peruse the merch.
Oh, you're stalling
No, I'm literally prairie dogging.
because you don't want them to think that there's an emergency.
That was the motivation.
No, you like really wanted that smoothie.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, well, this is a bathroom here. Maybe I might as well. Oh,
What did you pick up and put down?
a hat, a hat,
Of
a hat.
course.
Yeah, of course, a hat.
How many things did you pick up?
I only picked up the hat, but I looked at the mugs and the shirts.
Okay.
It's like a little annex in the corner.
Yeah, I've been there.
And then I kind of like look out the window for a second and go, I guess I'll just use the bathroom while I'm here. My stomach's literally about to shred itself. So then I go to the bathroom and the kitchen is right near the bathroom across from it. So, and there's clatter and chatter going on in the kitchen. So like they're not listening to me, but I'm always scared. So, and I can't leave the water on because it's hand.
Oh, it's
only.
motion censored.
Yeah. So
That's not
it's
good.
so then there is a little bit of a, and then I was nervous. I was nervous. And thank God there was a little bit of a fan.
Did you cough?
No, I pre-flushed, which kind of muffled everything happening.
But then they're like, how many? Okay, flush count.
So all this to say is when it hits you like that fast in public, it's never going to be like simple and it's never going to be clean. It's never going to be like, there was no spray in there and it did not smell great. So, but all I can think of is, you know what, the smoothie will be done by the time I can just run. So I come back out of the bathroom, I wash my hands. And as I like go back to where like the station is where I ordered, the blender is now just starting.
Oh, I was gonna say, how lucky are you that you were in the bathroom that the blender could have.
The blender had the blendini
had just begun.
Houdini had just blendini'd. So I'm like embarrassed, right? Because there's no one in here, and I'm just trying to get through this, and I'm nervous. And like this is exactly what happened. I can see the people talking in the kitchen, and as the blender turns off, it's like because it's so loud because the blender's so loud, and it's like, can you just like be the blender and then stop? Like,
okay.
He on TikTok. He's the one on TikTok, and then
oh no,
I look over at them. They all look over at me, and then because I know they knew who I was now, so they knew I was in the bathroom. They knew I ordered the smoothie, and they were talking about me, but they thought they were disguised by the blender, which was fine. I don't care if you recognize me, but now I'm embarrassed. And now we've opened the floodgates. And then the girl goes, "You're that guy on TikTok." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you know it's me." And I go, "Yeah, how are you?" And they're like, "Oh my God." So then 4 women come out of the kitchen. And I'm taking pictures with them, and I'm chatting about where I live and about being in the area again.
At least this was after. You imagine if that had happened when you had to shit, and then I feel like you would have came off rude, you would have came off cold, and I know that's not you, and you would have been too in.
I know, but now I'm nervous because I thought I was getting in and out, and I wasn't. And what if one of them had to go to the bathroom? And then they knew it was me. That stinked up.
Don't forget, it smelled like bacon in there. So that was like every little particle that was floating out of the toilet was really being grasped by the smoke of the bacon smell.
I hope, because that smelled great. And then you went in there and it was like, it took a dark turn. But I got a smoothie with chia seeds.
And that's all that matters. And that's nice. That's good. You did something nice for your body.
Local,
you needed it.
and I supported the plumbing.
But you got clocked, and it was right after you got your shit rocked.
Exactly.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week. Who deserves the golden pine cone? Who deserves the golden rake? Who deserves the golden marshmallow?
You know, I actually forgot about rakes because we used
You forgot about rakes? Oh my God, our yard looks like shit. Speaking of that.
It's because we have the
leaf
lawn
blower.
blower.
I know, but I will say
nothing controls it like a rake does.
a rake, you really have the control of it all.
You have the control because it gets willy-nilly. It's like confetti out there.
When we do the camper awards of the year, we should make our camp trophy a golden pine cone.
I think that would be genius. It kind of look like a turd, but I think that's part of the lore.
No, it won't. Because pine cones, I'm thinking about the ones that have the separation, not the whole like.
Oh, you're not thinking of the ones that look like a turd.
You don't want, no, because that's not going to read visually. The gold ones that have the kind of like.
Okay,
It's gonna
so
look
maybe
nice.
we're going to have to start thinking about the New Nana Awards. It's going to be the second annual. So if you have some ideas of things that we've talked about this year you think deserve an award or a category, we haven't a clue how we're going to do it. Maybe I'll make a landing page, check the website. I
Yeah,
don't know when it's going to
put
happen.
your
We're touring right
nominations
now.
in.
I don't have time. But send us things. That'd
Send
be
us a
great.
comment what you're just kind of looking forward to for the New Nana Awards. But anyways, this is not about that.
No,
right
it's
now.
not.
But
It's
it could
about
be.
it's about crush soda. Enjoy refreshing crush. You thirsty? Do you need vitamin D? Might I introduce you to Crush Soda, now with real orange from concentrate. So, Camper Crush of the Week, what are we crushing on? Wait, let me just like rewind and go back into that little pitch because boy, do I have something for you. Campers, don't you hate it when you have to cough and that little tickle of nasty, haunting phlegm is in the back of your throat and it's going down like Willy Wonka's gravy gum, whatever the hell that was, an everlasting gobstop. I'm not sure. But you have that tickle and you have to cough and you're in public and you don't want, or maybe you're taking the SATs. Maybe you're in an auditorium at Methacton High School in 2009. This is coming from a very personal place. And you have to cough and it comes out like this. And you don't care what the answers are in the SATs because they won't let you go to the bathroom. They won't let you go to the bathroom because they think you're cheating. So you fill in the last 15 bubbles willy-nilly so you can go cough in the hallway, not thinking that your placement in college is going to be affected by that, all because you had a cough. Well, look no further than Fisherman's Friend Cough Drops. This is not sponsored, campers, and I have your sister, Catelyn, if she's listening to this. I don't think she listens, but
She's never. She told me yesterday. Goes, Zach, I've never heard an episode of the podcast.
and Catelyn's friends do because they know. So
Yeah.
if anybody knows Catelyn, please let her know that this is a shout out to her. She told you about this, and I thought that looking at it in the store, campers, you guys have passed this and you don't even know. It is a white box and it has a ship on it. And I would look at it and I would think sardines. I'm like, there's a can of sardines inside that box. I'm not picking it up because I'm not interested, babes. What is it doing over in the lozenge section? Okay. But we finally purchased it. 38 count, very odd number, but well, it's an even number, but that's even odder.
Just do 40.
Truly. Like just, you can do, maybe there's witchcraft behind the numbers. I'm not sure. But this cough drop is unlike anything I've ever had before. The only thing I can compare it to would be an Altoid. It has the Altoid intensity and it's got the Altoid consistency. Okay. And we were in a situation where it was me, Zach, and one other person, and I was holding in a cough and the other person was talking to Zach and then asking me questions. And I wasn't feeling the best and I didn't want to be rude, but there was no way around it. And if only I had these in that situation, it really would have helped. I have found it very helpful.
Do you think they're better than the ones you had at home?
Oh, I think it is hands down, hand to God, hand on my heart, hand on the Bible, hand on my iPad mini. It is the best, most effective cough drop I have ever found. Because two, think about it. Campers, how tired of you of having a sticky nightstand? I am, because late at night when I'm sucking on a cough drop, I can't choke on it. So what have I been doing? Spitting them out, plopping them right on the nightstand. And this is a true story. And it is a candy-coated nightstand. I'm not even kidding. And I do need to wipe that down before we continue our tour. We're gonna have ants. But this, you can just chomp on it. It's literally an Altoid, babes. And here, come to find out, Miss Queenie Beanie, may she rest in peace, she loved them. They started in England because in the 1800s, there was a man who had these sailor friends. And when they would come back, they would be so covered in salt and their throats would be so sore from the frigid winters that they like couldn't talk for days. So he's like, oh, I'm going to come up with an elixir. So he came up with this little liquid elixir and it's literally licorice and eucalyptus. And maybe water. I don't know.
It tastes a little like mentholy to me.
And menthol. Is menthol an ingredient or is it a thing?
I'm not sure.
And menthol. I'm not sure what menthol is. like an effect. I don't know. But he tossed them the bottle and he's like, try this on for size, boys. And they
That was your
drank it.
British accent?
No, it was just like a gay Lord Licorice. And the sailors loved it. And it was so effective. And he's like, I'm going to put this into a little chewy tablet. And looking at their box, you wouldn't think that I'm like really going out on a whim for them. You wouldn't think that their website would be so trendy, but I was like kind of shocked. I was like, wait, this is pretty hip.
Well, it's kind of chic when you pull them out of a little box. It's like different because like Halls, it's like that big yellow, red, big. You know what I mean?
I have it right here, and I was Kimber. Oh, sorry, Kimbers. You don't know this, but the last episode I was gnawing on these. Our poor editor. I'm so sorry for your ears, Kevin. But I didn't know I bought the diabetic ones. It said diabetic on the front. It didn't say sugar free. It said diabetic, and they were weird and chalky. It was, but you know what? I'm gonna save this one for later. But that's my camper crush. That's my camper crush. Fisherman's Friend original extra strong lozenges. Again, not sponsored. This is just something
it's gonna take you a minute to find them in the store.
Yeah, it takes a minute. We had to ask for someone, and they were like, "It's literally right there." And I'm like, "Well, I don't."
And they're kind of hidden in plain sight.
Usually bottom shelf because not a lot of people are buying them. But look for a white box with a boat on it, a ship, if you will.
I'm glad you found those.
Yeah. He's being creepy.
My crush of the week this week goes out to a server we had at a local watering hole and just the energy that she provided. I wrote a note down on my phone. I said, we got to talk about this lady. She was an angel among the devils of the world. So this actually was right before you got your lozenges.
Because a situation happened, yeah.
So we were out to eat at this place in East Providence. It's basically like a good time. It's a good time for a family-friendly bar, okay? They got everything you ever want there. Delicious food. So we get the server, and she's a mother, of course. I would guess maybe mid-40s, early 50s. And she is just salt of the earth, sweet as pie. Just like such a great server and like such a really nice woman. And I'm like, I really like that. I love having a good server. Like that's truly the crush of the week is having a really good server. Because I'm going to tip fat when it's a really great server. Like I'll always tip good, but when it's a great server, you're getting a really fat tip. So she was amazing. But there was this moment where you were having a cough attack and you were holding it in and your eyes were welling. You looked as if I had beat the shit out of you before she got back to the table or I had just broken up with you. So when I was trying to get you a glass of water and she comes back over, she's like, how's everything going? I was like, can we just get 2 waters? And she looks over at you and you nod and your eyes are full of tears and your
I'm
face
not making a peep.
red.
I'm holding that cough deep, deep.
So then she comes back with the waters. And at this point you've left the table.
I had to go outside. I had to go to the car to cough.
Now it looks like we've broken up for sure. And I'm like, he'll be back. And she's like, okay. So then while you were gone, a lot happened. So the table next to us had left and it was an old couple. And I smiled at her and she was like, ain't this the best? I said, I love it here. And she goes, ain't it too? You should go to the other one out in Warwick. Trying this and that.
Oh, that's nice. You were building relationships, building rapport.
I have that face. People talk to me. I just think I'm too jolly looking.
Babe, you also fucking stare.
Well, sorry. So she leaves. And then as she's leaving, the server is kind of cleaning the table while they're getting up. And she goes, I'm so sorry about that photo. And he's like, it's all right. So then they leave and she comes over to me and she sits down in the booth.
The server does.
The server. I don't know where you are. You're coughing in the car, I'm pretty sure. So she comes over and she goes, oh my God, I want to hear something weird. I'm like, oh, what? She goes, that guy, he asked me if I could take a picture of the quahogs in the back. And I go, what? And she goes, yeah, he wanted to take a picture of the quahogs, which is it's like a seafood dish where we're from. It's like kind of like stuffing, right? With like a seafood stuffing in a shell. And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, I brought a camera. You can use my camera. Can you go take a picture of the quahogs in the back? And she said she was new. So she asked the manager. The manager's like, absolutely not. Like, what? And then she had to come back and she's like, I can't take a picture of the quahogs. And he was kind of mad.
What was he? What? I have questions. Why would he need a picture of the quahog? Is he trying to see what it looks like before he orders? Because there are pretty accurate photos within the menu, the trifold.
Yeah, he needed to see what I don't know if he wanted to make sure before he ordered it was the kind of quahog he wanted.
Or why didn't he just ask that? Why didn't he just literally clarify?
But he brought his own camera. He was old, so he didn't have an iPhone, I don't think.
Oh my God, that's weird. He's like, I brought my quahog cam.
That was funny. And I was like, that's so weird. I'm like, right. So she gets up and then she comes back over and she's like, you guys doing anything fun for Halloween? Are you there yet? Are you still in the car?
I think I'm still in the car.
And I was like, oh yeah, we're going to New York. We're going to go to like our friend's party. And she's like, oh my God, it's amazing. I was like, what do you do when you have kids? She's like, yeah, I have 2 girls. One's 13, one's 15. And I was like, oh great. Are they trick-or-treating? She's like, well, the 15-year-old's going to a party, high school party. And she's like, I'm kind of nervous. I was like, what is she going to be? She goes, she's going to be Snow White, but she's wearing a bodice and a short skirt. And I'm trying to be cool about it. But she goes, I don't think that's very Snow White of her. Snow White was pretty innocent. And this outfit isn't very innocent, but I'm trying to be cool about it. And I'm trying not to be like an annoying mom, but I'm not loving what she's wearing. And I'm like, oh my God, it's hard. They're growing up too fast. What are you going to do? You know? And it's like, you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to get mad at her because then your guys are going to fight. She's like, I don't even know, you know, and it's not even worth the fight.
And it never is, you know. What happened to those good old days of just dressing up like Blue's Clues?
I just like wanted the server to like clock out and sit with us.
Yeah, she was, oh my God, she was so lovely. Every time she came over to the table, she was so nice.
We tipped the bill because she was that kind of girl. And I hope when we go back, we see her again. Every time we go there, we have a great server.
We always do. We always kiki with that. We're just so talkative. I wish I could have been more talkative, but had I had my fisherman's friend, also Cambridge, this was the catalyst after that situation. I was like, I need a good cough drop. We need to go and get what Catelyn was telling me to get. Yeah,
we went 5 minutes after we left that restaurant. We went right to like a CVS. But yeah, anyways,
I hope she's well.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages. This episode is brought to you in part by MeUndies. Holiday season is practically upon us, and if you haven't started your list yet, don't panic. MeUndies has your back and your butt. MeUndies has unbelievably soft underwear and loungewear made from ultramodal fabric. And campers, they are so comfortable. I'm literally wearing them right now. MeUndies has matching sets in fun, festive prints. They've got snowflake sweater patterns, cute snowmen, penguins, and so much more. They've also got a ton of solid color choices too, from cozy joggers to festive onesies, cheeky undies to cuddle-worthy bralettes. There's a cut, color, and vibe for everyone on your list. And right now, you can get up to 50% off. Yes, you heard me correctly, up to half off post-haste campers. Knock out all your holiday gifting needs today with MeUndies. To get exclusive holiday deals up to 50% off, go to MeUndies.com/counselors and enter promo code counselors. That's MeUndies.com/COUNSELORS, promo code counselors for up to 50% off. This ad is brought to you by Viiv Healthcare, the makers of Apretude, cabotegravir. You never skip your SPF, and you carry hand sanitizer like an accessory. But what are you doing for HIV prevention? One way to help protect yourself from HIV is Apretude, a prescription medicine used to reduce the risk of getting HIV in adults and adolescents weighing at least 77 pounds. You must be HIV negative to receive Apretude and get tested before each injection. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. More HIV testing may be needed. Apretude does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex to reduce your risk. Get Apretude as scheduled. Missing doses increases your HIV risk. Don't take Apretude if allergic to it or taking certain medicines that may interact. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions, liver problems, and mental health. Serious side effects include allergic reactions or rash, liver problems, and depression. If these occur, get medical help right away. The most common side effect is injection site reaction. Bring your A game and talk to your doctor. Learn more at apretude.com or call 1-888-240-0340. And now, back to the show.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to Camp Songs. This is the part of the show where we add songs to a playlist for you to listen to for absolutely free. And I will be updating the YouTube playlist at some point in the near future. So the song that I have genuinely been listening to and on repeat is actually from content creators. And I discovered it because they posted a video of their music video. And this music video is, let me just tell you what it is. So it is the song Crashout by ASHNIA. And it is Ashley Blue Def and Nia Ivy. And they are both content creators. They're so brilliant, so funny. You might recognize Ashley does the Britney Spears impressions when she goes to the mall. She's like, "You found me." We used to watch them all the time. Still do. So funny. And they are a duo, and they made this iconic, like 2012 reminiscent pop song. It reminds me of Kesha and Britney and just like pop queens in like this hyper ballad. And the music video, they said, we've got a camcorder and a ride to the mall, and we're going to shoot this damn thing. And they did. And it is, I don't know. It feels like when I would make music videos with my friends, or like they didn't want to, but I was like, guys, let's do it because it's going to be fun, I promise. And then nobody had fun but me. But it reminded me of that. But they look like they were having so much fun. And the song is so damn catchy. I showed it to you yesterday. Isn't it good?
I love it.
You guys have to listen to it. But yeah, that's my song that I'm adding to the playlist.
It sounds very Kesha. It is very fun. And I love seeing people who are funny, like, just make more. It's like, it's a good song, but it's also like, they're just funny.
And also Nia.
They're talented.
And Nia too. So both of them like have done, it's not the only thing that they do, but they both have had viral moments of impersonations. Like Nia has done Nicki Minaj, and it's so funny. But I love seeing people who are so talented outside of just that, because it is easy to fall into like just the impersonation game.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that they can be funny, do impersonations, do their own original comedy, and do music. I love it.
I have a weird kind of connection to Nia because, as you guys know, I'm really good friends with Annie Corzin, who is the woman who was on Seinfeld, who does that viral video, "Is It Crispy?" Ever been to Krispy Kreme? Right. So like, she also is really close to Nia in LA, and they go out to lunch all the time together. So when Annie Corzin sometimes has questions about like brand deals or work, she'll put me in an email chain with Grace Africa, and the four of us are like, Annie's like, "So someone offered me this. Is this a good rate?" And the three of us were like, "Well, Annie, I would go back and negotiate that."
I love that you guys support her though. Like,
because
nobody's leaving it on silent. And I think that's so
all
great.
three of us will go in the thread and we'll all like give our own input. And we're all protective over Annie Corzin.
Yeah, and if that doesn't tell you something about Nia and why you should listen to this song, period.
Exactly.
Okay. So
my song's sad. I can't help it.
Is it FDA approved?
Yeah, it's by Phoebe Bridgers.
Okay.
And it's a song called Waiting Room that I didn't know about, that I think the lore of it is so crazy. It came up on like a suggested Spotify playlist, and I really love this song. So it's kind of like melancholy. It's like a love ballad. It's very pining. But there's a lot of really interesting facts about it that I'd love to tell you about this song specifically. So Bridgers spoke to NPR about this song back in 2020. She wrote this song in 2014. So she said this was the first track she had ever written ever.
Oh, really?
At 16 years old.
I know the song.
Oh, it was around 2010. So she wrote that when she was 16 years old in 2010. She said, "I have this really old song called Waiting Room where I wrote it and I was like 16." Okay, so that. "And people find it every once in a while and tag me in it. And I think I'm just, one, it's super sincere and I meant everything, but it's so emotionally raw and I'm so pining for somebody." So it's like a dreamy, hopeful like song that's about like, it's realistic too, but it's about like the uplift of hope and love and the downshift of like real life, like kind of wanting somebody but then it just not working out, like that pining, very much Gracie Abrams before, right?
Love pining.
I do.
You said, "Give us a pine cone, give us a pining."
Well, it was initially released on this obscure compilation called like the Lost Ark Studio Compilation Volume 8. So I think it was this like defunct record label that she was signed to when she was 16, and they just put her on as like a single track.
Okay.
Yeah. So then what happened was it got defunct, the record label. So the track disappeared for years on Spotify.
Uh-huh.
And then she re-released it in 2023 on Bandcamp and directed 100% of the proceeds to the nonprofit Music Will, which supports music education. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I think that's nice. That's noble.
So for years, it's been like considered like one of her hidden tracks, like because the only way to find
The
it
lost media.
was to know that
Go
it
through
was
the Internet Archive.
Yeah, but it's interesting because if you're a fan of Phoebe Bridgers, you've probably heard the song. But if you like her and you've never heard this song, it's so interesting to be like, this is her first song at 16, and it really is like the blueprint for her career. It fits completely in tandem with everything she's doing now. It's the same sound. It's the same kind of amazing production. So it's like she always had it. So it's cool to be like, oh, even from the jump, you had such an understanding of who you are as an artist. I think she's amazing. And now she's 31. So this was like half her life ago.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah. But if you like it's very this time of year.
It's so first time I put Phoebe Bridgers on our playlist, it was because it was fall.
Yeah, this is her. She's like could have been on the Twilight albums.
Yeah.
If she was like popping off at that moment, like she would have been on that.
She would have.
But love both our songs, very different for very different campers or for very different moods. But they're both linked in the episode description on the playlist. And I think we've come to the end of our show today.
Yeah, we've come to the end of the road. So
I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna make a snack and I'm gonna go click clack on my laptop. I hope wherever you're listening, whether it be the car, the office, or watching it on YouTube at home, you guys are having an incredible day. Thank you so much for listening to this show and supporting the show and coming to see the show live, my show live, getting merch. The merch is available now. Like lots is going on right now.
yeah. So give us go ahead.
Go, you take that.
Give us a 5-star rating and review anywhere that you can. We greatly appreciate it. And that was all I was going to say. So love you.
That's great. We'll see you next week. We'll see you forever. And with that being said, lights out, campers.